Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan. Why fans still see a connection years later? For years, Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan have remained two of the most discussed names connected to the Untamed. Even after their shared screen journey ended, fans have continued to revisit old moments, compare new photos, and search for similarities in fashion, magazine concepts, lyrics, and public appearances. But there is an important question behind all of this. Are these similarities meaningful signals, or are they simply coincidences that fans have learned to notice? The information available presents a mixture of documented entertainment moments, fan observations, and unconfirmed interpretations. So in this story, we will separate what can be treated as fact from what remains speculation. What started the discussion? The connection between Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan largely comes from their shared history in the Untamed, where they portrayed Lan Wangji and Wei Wuxian. The supplied material repeatedly returns to memories from that production. It describes conversations about filming, wine, costumes, character scenes, and playful interactions between the two actors. One memorable example involves a discussion about wine. Xiao Zhan reportedly examined 2 jars used during filming and wondered whether they contained actual wine or simply water. The conversation then turned toward whether the 2 actors might drink together after work. They joked about how much each could drink, with Wang Yibo saying that he was not a particularly heavy drinker and that he could sometimes become less sober after drinking too much. These moments are interesting because they show the lighter side of the production. However, the interpretation that the two were intentionally trying to get each other drunk is a fan reading, not something established by the supplied information. Another story involves Xiao Zhan's mole beneath his lip. According to the circulating account, Wang Yibo once said that he had a similar mole when he was younger. Xiao Zhan reportedly responded that his own mole appeared later. From there, a playful joke developed around the idea that Xiao Zhan had somehow stolen Wang Yibo's mole. The story is memorable, but it should still be treated as an unconfirmed anecdote unless the original source can be independently checked. Tismal de Dalch fans continenauta. What makes this story unusual is that fans are not only interested in direct interaction, they also examine small visual details. The supplied material mentions similar color, jewelry, photographs, magazine layouts, creative teams, and other stylistic elements associated with the 2 artists. For example, fans noticed combinations involving red, green, and yellow and wondered whether the similarities were intentional. Other discussions focused on jewelry and styling. The material also mentions that the creative professional behind Wang Yibo's personal EP artwork was reportedly connected to work involving Xiao Zhan. For fans, repeated similarities like these can feel significant. But there is another possible explanation. Artists in the entertainment and fashion industries often work with overlapping creative professionals. Similar photography styles, colors, designers, and visual concepts can therefore appear without any deliberate connection between the celebrities. So while the similarities may be interesting, they should not automatically be presented as hidden messages. That distinction is essential. A fan can notice a coincidence. A fan can interpret it as meaningful. But interpretation is not the same as confirmation. Their coffee moment. One of the more talked about examples in the supplied material involves coffee. Before one of Xiao Zhan's major appearances, someone reportedly posted an image asking whether too many people wanted to invite Xiao Zhan for coffee. The material then says Wang Yibo posted an image showing off coffee being prepared. Fans quickly connected the 2 events and jokingly interpreted Wang Yibo's post as a way of emphasizing his own connection with Xiao Zhan. Some supporters even described it as an attempt to claim his place. But again, there is no confirmed statement in the supplied information explaining Wang Yibo's intention. The timing may have caught fans' attention, but timing alone cannot prove motivation. This is exactly the kind of moment that illustrates how fandom operates. When 2 celebrities share a strong history but have limited public interaction, fans may look more closely at indirect details. A photograph can become meaningful. A color can become meaningful. A social media post can become meaningful, and a coincidence can quickly become part of a much larger discussion. Magazines, photographs, and creative similarities. Another major topic is magazine photography. The supplied material describes fans noticing similarities between Xiao Zhan's magazine material and earlier work associated with Wang Yibo. Some fans reportedly believe that the background's visual concepts, wording, and even certain styling elements appeared connected. One example involves an image that initially looked like the back of a chair, but was later interpreted as tulle clothing. The source then connects this image to circulating information about Xiao Zhan's styling. Fans also notice similarities in copywriting and photography concepts. The question is whether those similarities were intentional. Based on the supplied information, there is no official confirmation establishing that they were. Therefore, the responsible conclusion is simply that fans noticed the resemblance and interpreted it in a particular way. That may sound less dramatic, but it is actually more interesting. It shows how much attention fans now pay to the creative process surrounding celebrities. They are not only watching the finished image, they're comparing photographers, stylists, designers, magazine concepts, colors, captions, and visual themes. In this environment, even a small similarity can become a major talking point. Why the Untamed still matters? At the center of all these discussions is the Untamed. The drama created the professional connection that made Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan such a memorable pair for many viewers. Wei Wuxian and Lan Wangji became characters that audiences continued to remember, and the actors' association with those roles became an important part of their careers. That history gives today's fandom discussions their emotional foundation. Without the original drama, a matching color or similar magazine photograph would probably mean very little. Because of the history between the two actors, however, those details can immediately remind fans of an earlier period. This is why nostalgia plays such an important role. Fans can return to old scenes, interviews, behind-the-scenes material, photographs, and conversations. Each time they do, the connection becomes familiar again. And when new material appears, it can be viewed through that old memory. That does not mean every new similarity has a deliberate meaning. It simply explains why fans notice it. The most interesting change, fans have moved on. 2. The supplied information also reveals something important about the fandom itself. Not everyone is still demanding that Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan appear together publicly. Some longtime fans are described as having become more relaxed. Instead of insisting on a reunion or constant interaction, they simply hope that both artists continue developing successfully in their own careers. That is a significant shift. When a popular drama ends, fans often want the actors to recreate the same chemistry again. But as time passes, expectations can change. The shared memories remain, while the artist develops separate professional identities. In this case, the source describes Wang Yibo continuing to expand his fashion presence, including a men's magazine cover and styling involving Chanel Coco Crush jewelry, earrings, and an ear cuff. The material presents these appearances as another stage in his fashion development. At the same time, Xiao Zhan is discussed in connection with his own projects, including the opening ceremony for The Legend of Shanghai. These developments demonstrate that the two actors are continuing their individual careers, rather than simply remaining defined by their earlier collaboration. And that may actually help explain why their shared history remains interesting. Fans can appreciate what happened before, while still following what happens next. The story has lasted for so long, according to the supplied material. The fandom has continued for approximately 7 years, with some long-time supporters preserving old photographs and memories while newer fans continue discovering the pairing. That is significant. Entertainment trends can disappear quickly. A drama can become yesterday's news. Actors can move into completely different projects. Yet old content can suddenly become popular again when a new generation discovers it. That appears to be part of what is happening here. New viewers can watch The Untamed, become interested in Wei Wuxian and Lan Wangji, then search for behind-the-scenes material involving Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan. They may then encounter years of fan discussions and interpretations. This creates a cycle in which old memories remain relevant to new audiences. The source even describes people who only recently became interested in the fandom. That does not prove that the entire fandom is growing, but it does show that the story continues to attract new attention. What about the claims of hidden messages? This is where we need to be especially careful. The supplied material contains several claims about hidden references. Fans have connected lyrics with birthday messages. They have interpreted similar photography as deliberate. They have connected colors and accessories. They have even interpreted travel schedules and late-night activity as potentially meaningful. But none of these interpretations should be presented as confirmed without direct evidence. For example, if a lyric resembles an earlier birthday message, we can say that fans noticed the similarity. We cannot automatically say the lyric was written specifically for another person. If two photographs share a visual concept, we can point out the resemblance. We cannot automatically say one artist was sending a message to the other. And if someone checks a message late at night, we cannot know what they were thinking unless they have explained it themselves. This distinction protects both accuracy and the people involved. It also makes the story more credible. The bigger picture, according to the information provided, The continuing fascination with Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan is not based on one newly confirmed event. It is based on a combination of history, nostalgia, fandom culture, and the tendency to notice patterns. The strongest foundation is their shared professional history. The more uncertain layer consists of fan theories about later similarities. Between those two layers is a huge amount of discussion. And that is what makes this story worth examining. The most interesting question may not be whether every coincidence is intentional. The more useful question is why fans continue to care. Part of the answer is emotional memory. Part of it is the lasting popularity of the Untamed. Part of it is curiosity created by limited public interaction. And part of it is the modern internet, where fans can collect tiny details from years of content and compare them almost instantly. A single photograph may not mean much, but hundreds of photographs, interviews, lyrics, magazine covers, and old memories can create an enormous archive. Once that archive exists, the story can continue even without frequent new interactions. Final thoughts. So where does that leave Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan? The supplied information supports the existence of a significant shared professional history and a long-lasting fandom surrounding that history. It also documents numerous observations that fans have interpreted as possible similarities or connections, but the more personal claims remain unconfirmed. There is no basis in the supplied information to state as fact that the two artists are secretly communicating through fashion, lyrics, magazine photography, or social media. There is also no basis to present fan interpretations of their private relationship as confirmed reality. What can be said with confidence is that their shared history remains meaningful to many fans. Some continue to revisit the memories created during the Untamed. Some enjoy finding visual similarity. Some follow the individual careers of both artists. And others have reached a point where they no longer need to see the two together publicly. They simply hope both continue to have successful and stable careers. Perhaps that is the most interesting development of all. A story that began with two actors working together on a drama has evolved into something much larger in the memories of its audience. The actors have continued moving forward. Their careers have developed separately, but the memories of their shared work have remained. And as long as audiences continue returning to those memories, even the smallest detail can start another conversation. Not because every coincidence proves something, but because some stories become part of fandom history. And for Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan, that history continues to be remembered, discussed, and reinterpreted years after the original collaboration. For now, the facts and the speculation should remain separate. The shared professional history is real, the fan interest is real, the interpretations are real as interpretations, but the hidden meanings behind those interpretations remain unconfirmed. And that distinction is the key to understanding why this story continues to attract attention without turning speculation into fact.